Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today we have with us Eric Thomsen, no stranger to you, I'm sure, as the editor of One Magazine. Many of us read his column every other month, and this particular podcast we're going to talk about, I think, a very important topic that he brought up in the latest article. So, Eric, thank you for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
Hey, thank you for writing this article. It talks about teaching and a teacher in particular. Before we get into Mr. Trout, though, how is it? Do you feel like teachers are really supported? Are they really appreciated today as they ought to be?
Well, since my parents both were teachers for many, many years, my mom was a elementary school principal, I think I probably should say teachers are very important. They certainly have been in my life.
Yes.
And I could point to many teachers who influenced me. Wayne and Starla Parker, who live down in Alabama now, and so many others. But Mr. Trout stood out because he was very influential during a difficult period in my life.
Well, tell us a bit about where you were at and what was kind of going on in your life when you and Mr. Trout came together.
Well, I was a ninth grade geek. I don't know if there's any other way to put it.
I don't know if I believe that.
I was at a very awkward stage in life. No surprise to anybody who knows me well, but I was a bit of a bookworm. Loved to read, wasn't much into sports, although I did try. I had a very, very low self-image, and the day that I walked into the first ninth grade homeroom class, I was absolutely dreading it. And Mr. Trout was my homeroom teacher that year, and he changed all of that. He helped me through that difficult period in my life.
So, ninth grader, where were you at? Were you in Florida?
At the time, we were in Brunswick, Georgia.
Okay.
My parents were teaching there at the school, and we were there probably longer than any other place I lived growing up.
So, speaking of that creates some of that difficulty, and then one is probably not thrilled to death to have their parents right down the hallway.
Well, it wasn't too bad. My mom, there were actually two separate campuses, a lower grades campus and then the upper grades campus. And so I saw my dad more than I saw my mom, and Dad pretty much left me alone.
He understood.
I honestly had a good experience as a teacher's kid.
That's great.
That wasn't a huge problem for me.
So there you are, a little insecure. Mr. Trout, though, he had it all together, didn't he?
Well, probably not at first glance. He wasn't the type of person that you look at and, think profound leader or influential or anything else. He was a little short, super round guy with this pointy little leprechaun beard, and he was Irish, had the fiery temper to go with it. He was kind of an awkward guy himself. But he understood the position that he held in working with his students, and he deliberately made choices to disciple and influence students in a way that would be beneficial for them for life.
So he made some of those choices really with you, didn't he?
He did. From day one, I probably should say the very first assignment we had in that class, he had us pull out our fresh composition book, and he gave us one assignment for the entire first day, and that was to write down the 30 things we wanted to accomplish by the time we turned 30 years old.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It really was, and those things that I wrote down on the paper that day influenced my direction and decision-making, and really gave me some intentionality moving forward in my life. And that was just the beginning. Mm-hmm.
He created some opportunities for you.
He created opportunities. I think the first thing, he took time for me. He deliberately went out of his way to befriend me outside of the classroom. I think he realized pretty quickly that I was struggling a little bit. And he gave me opportunities both to succeed and to fail, which I think both are important. Again, I was a bookworm, so it wasn't really a huge stretch. He got me involved in spelling bees, and I went on and became a spelling bee champion, state level spelling bee champion, which for all the non-editors in the world, but it's a big thing for me.
And it's real helpful today.
Oh, fantastic. And it prepared me for what I'm doing today. But he also gave me some opportunities to do things I was not very good at, and some I didn't do well, and others I did well. Like I said, I wasn't very good at sports, but Mr. Trout let me become the backup third baseman on our ball team. And I was no great shakes at that. But I'll tell you, when our regular third baseman got hurt, he didn't hesitate. He put the bookworm in the game. And I actually threw somebody out. It was a huge moment in my life just to develop some confidence. So he took time. He got to know me, gave me opportunities to succeed and fail. And then he also, he was patient with me. I was very socially awkward. And there were a couple times that I really let him down. And he didn't take those things personally. I think he understood where I was coming from. He showed amazing grace toward me, and he kept letting me have opportunities. But he's one of those guys I always look back to. And the example he set, he's very consistent in who he was.
Yes. So we're talking ninth grade, probably 14, 15 years of age, and you're still talking about him, still writing about him all these years later. You can read about it in the latest edition of One Magazine, the August, September issue. Check out Upstream with Mr. Trout. But toward the last part of the article, you talk about some life lessons that you learned from Mr. Trout. You want to share that a bit with our audience here, which is good for all of us, really?
Sure. Some of that you've already heard. It came out in our conversation. I talk specifically about influencing others, and we talk about it influencing or discipleship in our setting. You have to be intentional. Discipleship doesn't just happen. You have to go out of your way. And when you disciple others, it takes time. Too often we're looking for a quick fix. We're a bit of a fast food, microwavable society. Everything's instant. You can get it now. You can find all this historical stuff at the touch of a button. It's a quick society. But the truth is, discipleship's not like that because it's caught, not taught. You have to spend the time and share with others and let them learn from you. And he did that. And then you also, I think you have to, when you're trying to disciple or influence others, you need to give them opportunities to see themselves the way that God sees them. One of the key things that Mr. Trout did for me is he taught me that I wasn't that geeky kid with the big, thick glasses, but that I was someone made in God's image, that God cared enough about to die for. And that was what gave me self-worth, not my shortcomings or the things I could or could not do, but the fact that God loved me and he had a plan for my life. And I think it's very important, especially in this day and age when people are struggling to figure out where they fit or how they can serve God, just take time and show them. And then again, I also mentioned that he was patient. And I think when we disciple others, we must be patient. We must be patient. everyone will let us down eventually.
Yes.
Just as we will let everyone else down eventually. And we have to operate in grace the same way that God operates in grace with us.
You wrote about how he was graceful toward you, and it was interesting. It's not like there was a conversation about it. Just went and played basketball a little bit afterwards. And everything doesn't have to be all talked out. It can really be lived out, can't it?
It can. And just quickly, that day, we were outside of class. I think we were break time or coming back from playing ball or PE, whatever. I don't remember the exact details, but I know a bunch of guys were standing around, and I was just beginning to learn how to make friends with those guys, and some of them were making fun of Mr. Trout. And I joined in. I was very uncomfortable doing it, but I felt like I had to do that to fit in. To be cool, to fit in. And the door opened, and there stood Mr. Trout, and I'll never forget. He looked at me, looked at the guys, and he never said anything. He just sighed. And I'm telling you, that afternoon was the longest afternoon of my life. But after school, he never missed a beat. Asked me if I had time to go shoot some basketball, and he never mentioned it. He forgave me, and he never had to tell me. His actions said every bit of it.
That's great. Hey, thank you for sharing this story with us today, Eric, and for this
You're
article
very welcome.
too.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the good work you put in here and the award-winning One magazine too.
Well, thank you. Can I mention one other thing?
Yeah.
I found it interesting. We both wrote about teachers.
We did.
In the same issue, and I encourage your listeners to go read the other end of the magazine, where you talked about one of your own teachers / coaches,
Yes,
who was very influential in your life.
Yes,
and I thought that was a remarkable editorial that you wrote.
So we've got, in the beginning, we've got Mr. Trout. In the end, we've got Mr. Tripp. Go check that out. Both of them were. Mr. Tripp was a little more athletic, it sounds like, than Mr. Trout. He was a coach. But both of them had a great influence, one on your life and one on my life. I think it teaches us teachers truly matter. And so
they do.
It's important to honor them. And in reading what you wrote about Mr. Trout, we could probably do the same for Mr. Tripp too. A lot of the things they did, anyone can do. And that's really what you kind of got to at the end there, being intentional about discipleship, unconditional love. We can learn a lot from teachers, and so let's value them and utilize them as much as we can.
And one other thing, tell them.
Yes.
Take just a minute. If you had somebody who influenced you today, for those who are listening, take a minute today. Send them a card. Give them a call. Sometimes it's hard to know who you've influenced because they move on, especially for teachers. They don't see the finished product. So take time to let them know that you had impact, or they had impact on your life.
That's great. Thank you, Eric.
You're welcome.
So take the Mr. Tripp, Mr. Trouts in your life. Make sure you let them know what they mean to you and how you appreciate the good work they've done. And we encourage you, take One magazine, share it with someone that you think would benefit. Take this podcast, share it with someone as well. Remember, every little thing we do, it really does matter. We truly are better when we work together. Thank you for joining us today.